Cruising down the street, night black is tall. Don't know why I feel so comfy in this stolen car. When my man shot the owner in the throat and the arm. My near future is more, nigga freedom is fall. All I can see is the bars. Picture life in the yard. Cause I ain't used to bitches, I only hung with the guards. Oh shit, they shine in the light in the car. Hit the corner, nigga, make the right at the bar. Stitch, the murder weapon still in the car. What, nigga? I guess we was done from the start.
Cruising down the street, trying to dodge these lights. Swear I'm not trying to get locked up tonight. Can't believe the events that may occur. All I can think about is Prison City and her.
Alright, we here live again. Prison City and her. I'm here with Chocolate. She here to tell her story. She gonna let us know how it was in the beginning, in the middle, and after. I guess my first question to you would be, where'd you do your time at?
I spent 7.5 years in Danbury, Connecticut, and 4 in FCI, Philadelphia.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you do?
Well, according to the government, I didn't give them the information they needed to convict my daughter's father, which they wound up convicting him and me as well, along with 17 other co-defendants.
Wow, was it like for money? Because that's normally when they get you.
Well, for us, it was crack cocaine and cocaine mixture.
Oh, that's what they got me for.
Yeah.
Selling crack.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got you for like distribution and manufacturing and all of that.
Basically.
Okay, so when you got locked up, did you said your baby father, so you had a child.
Right.
How old was your child?
She was, at the time when I got arrested the first time, she was 5. No, she was 4. No, she was 5. And when I was found guilty because I went to trial, she was 6 days from turning 6.
Wow. So did she come and visit you when you?
Absolutely. Every weekend.
That's
every
a blessing.
Weekend. But I had to get to Danbury first, so you go through a whole process of, waiting to be classified, being sentenced. And once I was sentenced, I spent another month or 2 in Virginia because my case is out of Virginia, and then they shipped me to Danbury, Connecticut, where I spent the 7.5 years.
And where was your family at before, like when this happened? Was everybody in Virginia and they had to come all the way up here to visit you? Or?
I was my mother would drive to Virginia, spend the weekend, and come visit me the 2 days that was allotted in the county jail.
Wow, so your family was up here then?
Yeah, my family was here in New York and New Jersey.
Wow.
My mother was in New Jersey, my grandmother and aunts and them are in New York.
Okay, so it was the silver lining in the cloud was a blessing that you ended up going to Connecticut.
Right.
Because they could have sent you anywhere, right?
Yeah, they could have sent me anywhere.
Wow. Okay, so when you were incarcerated the whole time, your mother took care of your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. When I was incarcerated, the same thing. My parents took care of my son, which is a blessing because some people don't have that.
No.
Could have went to the system, anything could have happened.
Yes.
Okay. So you were saying something?
So I was saying that my mother retired early, so she could take care of my daughter because she didn't want anything to happen.
Wow.
To my daughter in the process of me going through what I was going through.
Yeah. You got a great family. That was more than a blessing.
More than a blessing.
Wow.
That's my shiro.
Yeah, okay. God bless. So, fast forward, you're in jail. Was that your first time ever being incarcerated?
First time ever. I never thought that I would be sitting behind prison walls. Never, ever did I think that.
Wow. So you go to jail. You're in there. Obviously, you're not from Virginia, so you don't know anybody there. How was that experience like?
Well, for me, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We start by saying that, and so wherever we are, we're gonna make the best out of a bad situation, whatever it is. So I wasn't worried about what I used to see on the TV, of how prison was set up, because that's all a facade, But I just put everything in God's hand. I come from a Catholic background. went to Catholic school from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Okay.
So, I was always spiritual. So I always knew that God was in charge of every footstep and every decision that I made. Whether I went left or right, I knew that I believed there was a God, and I knew that He was going to bring me through whatever it was that I had to go through.
So you didn't have any, because some people, they get in jail. Like I was actually locked up with a girl that became suicidal because she couldn't take the everyday same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have any low points where you was.
That was when my mother had surgery. After 1 year of me being incarcerated. Was it 1 year? I don't even think. Yeah. And that's when I had my first breakdown. That was the first time I ever cried, because I was like, I can't be in here. My mother's out there, and something happens to Mom, and I can't get to her. And that was my only breakdown. Other than that, I might have cried here and there for little things, but for the most part, I just stayed prayed up. I conditioned myself that if I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna take advantage of everything that they have here to offer,
All right.
and that's what I did.
That was my next question. Did you go to school?
Yes.
Before you got incarcerated, did you do any college?
Yes. I graduated. I was living in Long Island when the
Okay.
situation happened with my daughter's father. So they had him a year in '96. In '97 is when they came and grabbed me. I was on a superseding indictment.
Okay. So when they came in, so the whole time they probably already they were coming to get you anyway, or
No, they built the case.
they built the case?
Yeah, they built the case around me and my other co-defendants from what my other co-defendants, because it was 5 co-defendants that got locked up, and my daughter's father got locked up.
Okay.
So one of them was locked up already. He said whatever he said, and then the other 3, and then they built the case on what those 4 was stating to the
So
prosecutors and
basically,
stuff.
so everybody told on you.
On me and 2 of my other co-defendants.
Wow.
Yeah, and told on my baby father as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was all a conspiracy. I got a conspiracy charge.
Oof.
Yeah,
So you took it to trial,
right. I took
and
it
they
to
gave
trial.
you the
And
max.
they gave me damn near the max. They gave me 19 years, 2 months.
And how long did you end up doing?
I wound up doing, you might as well say 12, because I came home 11 and a half years. So you might as well say 12 years.
Wow.
And the reason why I came home early is because while I was incarcerated in Danbury, Connecticut, I had put in a motion. First, I did a clemency while Clinton was still in office, when he was coming out of office, because that's when they seemed to do all the clemencies. I put in a clemency. I think I did 2 years. So I think I was too short of a time to apply, but I applied anyway.
Of course.
By any means
Let them
necessary to
tell
get
you no.
home, I was doing it.
100%. Let them tell you
Yes,
no.
and so I filed the motion, and when I did it myself.
Okay.
Went and researched it. We had a law library. I went and researched it myself.
Okay.
Had no idea what I was doing. I just followed what I saw, because we really didn't have access to computers like that.
Okay.
And so I did the motion. I mailed it into the court. They mailed me. They sent me a letter back stating that the motion that I did wasn't the motion that I should have done, but they will keep it on file. And
Okay.
fast forward to me going to Philly. After doing 7.5 in Danbury, I'll go to Philly, and my mother was very active, so she joined Families Against Mandatory Minimums. She joined The Wire, so she became very active with Karen Garrison, which is a mother of twins that was incarcerated. She's out of D.C.
Okay.
And she became very active, going to the different forums, going to the lobbying, and the marches on D.C., trying to, change the mandatory minimums. And I called her one day, and she said, I'm on my way to D.C. Me and Corey's on our way to D.C. I was like, okay, I'll call y'all later. And she said, you coming home, because she's never given up faith. Every day she would say, you coming home. And I believed it, but it just wasn't happening fast enough. But I knew that my turn was coming, because it's about timing. And I called her back that night, and she said, Rick, you coming home? She said, they changed the mandatory minimums, and you're going to be coming home soon. And I was like, really? I was like, shocked. And fast forward, like a month or two later, I received a letter from I received a motion from the judge stating that I had immediate release.
I know you was
And that was in 2000.
ecstatic.
I was
oh
ecstatic.
my God, I can't
was
even
ecstatic.
imagine.
Yes. And then in the process of that, so the judge sent the letter, which of
Okay.
course the BOP got the letter as well.
Mm-hmm.
The BOP said I still owe them time.
After they said that you
After the
could,
judge said I was to be released immediately.
how much more time did you have to
I
do?
wound up doing like 6 extra months, which 4 I did still in FDC Philly, and then I did 2 in the halfway house.
Wow.
Yeah.
What halfway house did you go to?
I went to Total House in Newark.
In Newark?
Yeah.
Tola House?
Total House off of Free License Highway.
Okay.
Off of Total,
Alright.
what is that, Total Avenue, Total Road?
Yeah.
It was half state and half federal.
Okay.
And it was only like 6 federal women there, because it's,
But now I know you felt, even though it's the halfway house, you get to wear your own
Own
clothes,
clothes.
you get to move around a little bit, not a lot,
Little
but you get
bit.
to go out for meetings. I don't know if you got to go out for meetings.
Yeah, I got to go out.
Okay,
I was going
so-
out every day.
I
Yeah, I
know
went out
that's
every
right.
day. I even went to church on Sundays.
Okay?
Yeah, I was out every day. Because my probation officer, excuse me, I mean, I've never been in trouble before. When they arrested me, I was on my way to class. I was getting ready to, I was in my last semester before graduating from community college to go on to a 4-year college to get my degree in nursing. So it's not like I was a bad person, I just made bad choices,
Yeah.
And that stems from me not having a father around.
Of course.
God bless my stepdad, he was in my life, but he still wasn't my father.
No, I
He wasn't
understand.
my biological blood father. So me not having a father around, my mother was a single parent raising me and my brother. She was the mother and the father. She did an excellent job, but at the same time, if I had that father's love, maybe some of the decisions I made, I wouldn't have made them.
Of course. I agree 100% with that. My father wasn't around, and I had my stepfather, but you know that's not your father. You know that. You know what I mean? So it don't have the same, and you're just out there looking for love, and
Right.
you might not even know that that's what it is, but
And I didn't.
in actuality,
I
that's what
realized it
is.
after I came home from prison and started my own nonprofit organization,
What's the name of your
a
nonprofit?
Women's Worth Project.
A Woman's Worth Project. Nice.
Yeah, a Women's
Okay.
Worth Project. And, my professor, which is on my board, she asked me, well, why? Because I was really tapping into mental health. And this is before they really started, the society started tapping into mental health. And I was saying, mentally, I think that I can help women because growing up, especially in a black and brown community, a lot of times one parent is absent. And they may
course.
be absent to prison. And so when she asked me the question, like, why do you want to start this nonprofit organization? And I went on to tell her that I sat back and I thought about it and I said, you know what I realized? I said, at 45, I realized that my father was never active in my life. He was never active in my brother's life. Me and my brother's 4 years apart, but I never really, I'm gonna say I never noticed how much it affected me that my father was not present. He was present because when I would go to my grandmother's house, he would be there, but he never showed me the love that a father normally shows to his daughter.
Yeah.
And so she asked me that question and I said, I'm just realizing now that mentally I was messed up. My mother did the best she could, that she know how, because there's no book on how to be a parent. You just do what you think is best for your child. And I said, wow. I said, I always wanted, when I would be at my grandmother's house, because both of my grandparents were very active in me and my brother's life and our upbringing. And when I would go to my father's mother's house, my father would be there, or he would come in the door, or he would say his hi. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
No hug, no, just hi. And it may have came from, because he was an addict, a heroin addict.
Okay.
Before my mother met him, he was a heroin addict. She didn't know. Or she fell in love with the look, the way he looked. He looked good, he dressed good, he was sharp, And that's what she fell in love with, not knowing that he was a drug user. When she found out, she was already caught up. Already getting ready to have my brother, and then me 4 years later, thinking that
He gonna change.
he would change.
Of course.
And so when he didn't, you know, my mother had to divorce him because that's not what she was used to.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't grow up in a home where drugs was, you know, in the area, yeah, but not in her household.
Yeah.
You know, so she removed herself from that and divorced my father. So I never got to know my father. I know my grandmother and my cousins, but I never got to know my father.
Was his mother loving and
Very.
nurturing? That's
Very.
good. That's good. That's a blessing.
God bless her soul. She would have made 105 this year. She just passed last year at 104.
Wow, God bless.
So, you know, that right there is the reason why I feel like going and speaking to the youth, to the especially young girls, about the choices they make, because that one choice could change their life forever.
Yes.
And when they grow up in a household with one parent, with a single parent household, and their father may have been incarcerated or their father's in the street, you know, and they never was able to teach them or show them how, or give them a profile of what a man's supposed to be, then what happens? They go out into the street looking for that love that the father never gave.
Absolutely.
You know, and I believe that's what I did, because my father's 14 years older than me.
So you
I started dealing with him at 15. He was already in his 20s. You know?
older. Listen, I've been there. Older
I
man.
mean,
You were searching
I
for a
didn't
father
know.
figure.
I like the glamour. You know, like I said, my mother kept me in the best things in life. Like I didn't want for anything. When you know, I see kids now, or you know, growing up with my friends, you know, they didn't have $100 shoes and $200 shoes. I had all of that. So to have it now is, I had it when I was a kid. You know, so my mother didn't slack nowhere. It's just that I didn't have that father's love that I was so seeking, but didn't know I was seeking it until now at 40. I'm 47 now.
Okay.
So
Look good.
that was when.
Black
that's
don't
what.
crack.
Thank you. Black
You're
don't crack.
welcome.
So that's what was missing from me, the love of a father.
Do you, because they came and got you, right when you was on your way to class.
Right.
Did you feel bitter, like, obviously, I'm just going by what you said. Did you have everyday dealings with drugs, or, like, you really didn't have too much, maybe you held it here, held it there for a person, but not even
Never.
that. So really, because I would have been, I don't know, I always used to say, I do my time. You know what I mean? Whatever, if I did something wrong, okay, all right, I did something wrong, you got me. But, you didn't do anything?
So no, I was dating a drug dealer. Simple.
Damn.
I was a baby mother of a drug dealer.
So,
You know, and
basically, you went to jail just because you were dating somebody that was a drug dealer. Not because you didn't bag up,
no,
you didn't pick up, you didn't transfer.
I counted money, but that's it.
Okay.
He would just, he'll count this, but never drugs.
Never had nothing to do with the drugs. Wow, that sucks.
No.
That sucks. But I'm sure you had that was a long time to think about.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, my thing is, I'm not saying I was innocent. I'm not nowhere near innocent, but I didn't deserve the time that I was given.
That's what I'm saying.
Away from my child.
Yeah, that's what I'm
She
saying.
had
Like, that's a
no
long
idea
time.
what was going on. She knew something wasn't right.
Yeah.
She had no idea that the impact, because her father was already locked up. A year later, they come for me. So, you know, like, how do we fix that? You know, you lock up the seed that holds the family together.
Yeah, of course.
The mother.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep it together. So
Yes.
you lock up the mother, and then you leave the child motherless. And then you expect them to go the right way.
So how did that affect, like, I had this, not the same situation, because I didn't nowhere near that time, but I was in and out of jail, running the streets, so basically I wasn't there, you know what I mean? I had to come to to terms with the fact that 100% I wasn't there,
Right.
if I be honest. And my son literally resent me. Like now, me and him are starting to have
Right.
a better relationship, but that's only because he walked in my footsteps, and he basically he did everything that I did and a little bit more. You know what I mean? So now he's in a situation where he can see that, your kids are gonna hate you just like they hated me, because you're not
Right.
there. You're somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like you're about to go through the same thing. How has it been since you've been home trying to rebuild that relationship, or because at least you got to see her the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But has it been easy, or
No, it hasn't been. It wasn't easy for me, my mother, or my daughter, because when I came home to Jersey. I was living in Long Island before the incarceration, and I came home to Jersey with my mother, and it was hard because before I went to prison, and it was just me, my mother, and my daughter a lot of times. My brother stayed with me for a period of time, but it was always me and my daughter, you know, and then she would go to my mother's, my mother would wander, and she would go over there. But then, you know, when this happened, I would always say to her, she's 5, that when I came home, we were going to do all these things. But now, fast forward, 12 years later, my daughter's 17. So, and I'm 36. So now, both of our lives has went through a transformation, but now she's a young adult, almost a young adult. And so in her mind, she still had those thoughts or those conversations and could still hear me in the back of her mind saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that together. But now she's 17.
Yeah.
So how are we still going to do those things together? You're 17. You know, and so for a minute she was very bitter towards me. And then I was, you know, I had the attitude, I was institutionalized, like, okay, whatever. I mean, I still am like that. Like, it takes a lot for me to cry, a lot to upset me, you know. And so I had to realize that they were in prison too.
Oh, absolutely.
They were in prison with me. You know, my daughter went through that and going to school, and all her friends, her little girlfriends, you know, their mothers and fathers is there. Her mother and her father is there. She has her grandmother. You know, so for her it was hard. You know, she clammed up in the shell and would be in corners, and you know, would be like, Grandma, are you gonna leave me too? You know, those type of those type of thoughts she had.
Yeah.
You know, and then my mother got her some help. You know, and I remember she telling the psychiatrist that she told my psychiatrist something that wasn't even right, that wasn't the truth, but it was because she was rebelling. You know, she went back into her own shell because my mommy and my daddy's gone, so I'm not worthy of my mommy and my daddy.
Wow.
Not knowing that it had nothing to do with her.
Nah, but kids always feel like it's their fault, and it's that.
So it has been a journey. She's 28 years old now, engaged, pregnant with my first grandchild, my grandson. And
wow.
Yes. I'm gonna be a grandma in May. Yes.
Okay.
And
so how do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I've been asking her for the past 3 or 4 years, like, excuse me, am I gonna ever be a grandmother? And she's like, yeah, when I find the right one, like mine. I said, well, all we need is a sperm donor, because I can't relive, you know, what I wasn't able to live with her, but I can do it with my grandson, I believe, you know.
Of course.
And so that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm excited. You know, my daughter is getting her master's right now. You know, they say that the percentage is 1 to 99 that has a parent that was incarcerated. 9 times out of 10, the child is going to release. But that's not true.
It's not
true.
I
have sisters, including my daughter, living witness and testimony that that's not true.
It's not true. It's definitely not true, but it also goes back to you had an amazing support system.
Amazing.
It goes there, and the statistics are high. Like my son's father went to jail. I went to jail. My son went to jail.
Right.
The only thing is that he hasn't made it. He hasn't done anything wrong enough to go to prison.
Okay.
But he's working on it. He's trying. And it's crazy. It's like every time I talk to him, I'm like, bro, it seems like you really want to go.
Right.
They got a bed there for you with your name on it. If you want to go, they're gonna see you there. They're gonna welcome you in with open arms.
Yes, they are.
But you had a great support system, and that's like most of the battle right there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad that you're able to be here. Not doing 19 years, that's insane.
Well, I would have been home by now. I would have came home in 2017.
Yeah, but still, that's
Yeah.
even more time.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
If you don't mind me asking, how long did your baby father get?
He wound up, he took a plea thinking that it would help me from not having to go to trial.
Oh, wow.
Which the trial was already set.
Uh-huh.
When I told them I wasn't giving them what they wanted, they need to go and do their job that they're getting paid for. I went to trial, and the day of the trial, he pled out to 20 years. And when he went to get sentenced, I got sentenced and everything before him.